50, 45, there goes Davis.
Oh my God!
Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow! Oh my God! Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, welcome back, everyone, to a brand new edition of the Dream Wager, episode 560. Today is Sunday, September 7th, 2025. Kid football is back. Good 1 o'clock. Good 4 o'clock window. Bad 1 o'clock window. But how are we doing?
Yeah, overall, as a Patriots fan, kind of sad, kind of disappointed. As a football fan,
Happy.
Great.
Yeah.
Doing great. So overall, though, we're doing all right. Could have been better, absolutely, but we're doing all right. We're here. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, we're going to go chronological order. We'll talk about Friday. We'll talk about the Sunday slate. Then we'll go into Monday Night Football. We got picks, props, totals, whatever for the Rams and the Vikings. And then we'll end on the diamond with, I got two plays for the MLB. But, okay, we'll start.
And Vikings. Bears.
What did I say?
You said Rams.
Oh, Rams. I guess I was just watching the Rams play. But we'll start in chronological order. We will start in Brazil. +3, keep the points. They win outright, 27-21. What a game from Justin Herbert. Did not turn the ball over, threw for over 300 yards. The running game really wasn't there, but shout out Quentin Johnson, man. He had a hell of a game, 2 touchdowns. Ladd McConkey got involved. Keenan Allen, welcome back to the Chargers. Great game offensively for the Chargers.
Yeah, overall, though, you got to give Justin Herbert his credit. Got to give him some. He was impressive. One, I was shocked about the offensive play calling to start the game. What we know the hard bars for us, running the ball. They was just out there letting Justin Herbert sling it, and not for nothing, he was consistent. He wasn't turning the ball over. Dill, can I may say, he outplayed Patrick Mahomes. So shout out Justin Herbert, 25 for 34, 318, 3 tutties, no interceptions in Brazil. Got to give him credit, Dill. So I think Justin Herbert was the most impressive person on the field yesterday. Yes, the defense was pretty solid. With the Chiefs not going to overreact over a week 1 loss, I still think, still one of the best teams in football. I think Patrick Mahomes will be just fine, but give credit to the Chargers in that defense, Dill. They kind of slowed Kansas City down, especially in the first half.
Yeah.
With the Worthy injury, hopefully it's not too serious. It's saying might be able to go next week. It's just a dislocated shoulder. Might be able to play with a brace. So definitely needed him during the game. It will be interesting, but great game by the Chargers.
Yeah, I think he misses a few weeks, if I'm being honest. And I think that's big for that offense. You're already down Rashid Rice. Xavier Worthy now separated shoulder. We'll see how long he's out for. But I honestly don't think he's going to play next week. That's a bigger injury than I think a lot of people anticipate. So
if it was just dislocated, like if it just popped out, I think it'll be fine. But if it's dislocated, yeah, I agree with you. It might be a couple of weeks.
Yeah, because he said Rap Sheet said they're still undergoing tests to determine the severity of it. But there is hope that he can return sometime this season with a brace. But surgery is still an option. If he gets surgery, it's over.
Oh, see, what I read was, I thought it was looking good. Now
that was this morning. That was around like 9-10 o'clock before the games kicked off. Rap Sheet got that. So, yeah, he's still going tests, second opinions, third opinions, but he's definitely going to miss a week or two. If he doesn't need if he needs surgery, it's over.
Nah, if he gets surgery, it's over. Dude. I'm gonna be honest. Kansas City, we saw the offense. I'm not gonna say struggle, but took a little hiccup, especially early on when Worthy not there. Rashid Rice still a couple weeks away, so tough.
Couple drops though for the Chiefs. Hollywood Brown dropped a few. Juju Smith dropped one. And did Travis Kelce think we were in Spain? When he did the bull, did he think he was in Spain?
Hey, at the end of the day, I don't know, but I think Juju Smith, not for that, he always steps up. Juju Smith always steps up, so I think he had a pretty good game. But the drops is there, like I said, not going to overreact just week 1. And not for nothing, they also got a tough matchup next week with the Eagles.
Yeah. Well, Derp's in the chat, so shout out Derp. I guess We'll go right to your Patriots. I should have took the Raiders as my dog of the week. I did not. I went with the
You did feel
G-Man.
them. You did say.
I
did say
took him. I
Raiders.
took him. I took him on the money line plus 123 anyway. But man, honestly, the first drive, Gino was lighting y'all up. You really were missing Christian Gonzalez today. Brock Bowers he's so fucking good. He did leave with an injury, but man, the Raiders, they played good. Ashawn Gentry, he didn't play that well, but I thought Geno Smith, I thought he outplayed Drake May too. He had that one turnover, but throwing for 362 yards on this defense, you guys couldn't run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And outside of Booty, no one really did anything, kid.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised how well Geno Smith was able to throw the ball on our defense. I understand we had, no Christian Gonzalez, but still, I thought our defense would have took a better approach towards this game. And Geno Smith, still, he lit us up. I'm not even gonna hold you. 362.
Yeah,
only one tutty, but still, he hurt us still. So the fact that we was able to be that successful passing the ball without a running game, you got to give Geno Smith credit. So shout out Geno Smith. Gentry, first game, he ended up getting in the red zone, so give him credit. But not too impressive. 19 carries for 38 yards. I think our running game defensively did a pretty good job. Now, shout out Jacoby Myers too, former Pat. He lit us up.
He lit you up, yeah.
He lit us up. Now for Drake May, though, I think, first of all, asking Drake May to sit back and throw 46 times ain't a recipe for success. Let's just start there. I think the running game got to be better. Only 18 attempts for a total of 60 yards. I think we got to do better than that. I took Travion Henderson over, 41 and a half yards. That went under by a mile. So I think we just have to establish the run and help out Drake May a little more. But offensively, the fact that, like you said, Boudier was the only one to stand out. The fact that we had a 100-yard receiver and it wasn't Stephon Diggs, to me, that's the only bright side I could take from this game offensively. So we could build off that. But overall, Dill, shout out the Raiders, but we got to step up.
What are you most worried about with this team for your Pats?
If Christian Gonzalez was there and he went for 362, I would say possibly our pass defense. But just off week one, no overreacting. But I think our running game right now, we got to see who's going to be our starter for the remainder of the season. It's going to be Stevenson. It's going to be Travion Henderson, because I don't know if a two-man, work week is going to work consistently.
Yeah. Drake May, record as a starter, 3-10.
Not good. But he played okay.
He played okay. I didn't think he was bad, but I didn't think he was good either.
He didn't play well enough to win the game.
Yeah.
I got to call it how it is, still.
Yeah, no, you're very transparent. Let's go to my Jets. Look, I think it's a bad day for everyone who thought Justin Fields wasn't a good quarterback. Honestly, anybody who said Justin Fields in practice in the preseason during minicamp, he doesn't look good. You know where they were today? They were quiet. I didn't hear a single fucking thing from them. Justin Fields played one of the best games I think I've ever seen him play, and I'm so glad it was against his former team, the team that benched him. And I'm glad they saw what Russell Wilson was able to do. Shit. Who was the better quarterback today, Elvis? Fact or fiction? Russell Wilson or Justin Fields?
Justin Fields by a mile.
By a mile. They weren't even on the same fucking field. Yeah, I loved it. There's a lot of things to look forward to. We rushed for 182 on that defense. Breece Hall looked phenomenal. Garrett Wilson had a lovely game. The pass at the end, you got to tip your hat to Ramsey. They were going at it the whole game. It was a star against a star, and he got the last laugh. You got to tip your cap to him. DK had an okay game, but he dropped a few where Aaron hit him right on the fucking hand. So he could have went for over 100. They weren't able to run the ball, which is a good sign for our defense. Aaron Rodgers, holy shit, 4 fucking touchdowns. He played phenomenal, 22 for 30. It was a back and forth game. I think there were 7 lead changes. I was happy. There's a lot. Gibson, get the fuck off the team. That fucked us. That lost us the game. And so is Stevenson, the DB. He's terrible. He's terrible. And I love what Aaron Glenn came out and said. He's not into moral victories. If you cost us penalties and you turn the ball over, you will not play the game. Simple. And I'm glad. I think Aaron Glenn, he's gonna change the culture. You saw it in week 1. We didn't punt in the first half. When was the last time that happened for the Jets?
Been a while.
So yeah, we lost. Had tons of opportunity to win the game. I'm pressed to see what Justin Fields. Now I want to see it consistently, but we were able to run the ball. Garrett Wilson looked good. Defense looked good against the run. Our secondary is skeptical. I'll say that. But I thought it was a pretty good game, though, honestly.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest. I'm shocked by this outcome. I think this one, if not the lowest over-unders for the week. I think it was at 37.5. It closed. We got 66 points out of these two offenses. So both defenses look bad. I'm gonna be honest. I know you want to give your secondary, your run defense a little credit. Yeah, they did. They played it well. You know, only 53 rush yards allowed, so that's pretty impressive. Gotta give you credit there. But Brees Hall ran the ball well. Garrett Wilson looked great. Looked like a number 1 receiver. If y'all had a little more help on the outside, they'll maybe you're able to win this game. I think Justin Fields overall might have not been the best game I've seen so far of him. But week 1 debut as a Jet, though, I don't think you could have asked for a better game from Justin Fields. No turnovers, 16 for 22, 218. He ran for 2 tutties. I had Justin Fields anytime touchdowns on a parlay, so that looked good. So overall, for the Jets, still, I think I can see why you're hyped. I can see why you're excited. So nobody's gonna be bashing Justin Fields anytime soon here, hopefully. But overall, I think the Jets played well, but you've got to give credit to the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers coming in at 40 off the ayahuasca, 22 for 30, 244, 4 tutties up in MetLife. Still,
yeah.
I didn't think that was
Shout out Chris Boswell, hit a 60-yarder to win the game.
Shout out Chris Boswell as well. So overall, I think the running game will be all right. You know, with Jalen Kenneth, Caleb Johnson, we'll see about him, but I think the wide receiver core. What was your biggest question coming in? The wide receiver core. I think the Jets defense, they ain't too. Didn't look great, but we know.
Honestly, I thought the biggest question mark coming into the game was the offensive line, and I thought it was amazing. Honestly,
it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Not for that, he was protecting the hell out of Rodgers. He was more protecting than he was last year. I'll tell you that.
You put up 30 points on that defense for week 1 at home. You need to win the game. It's true. I mean, turnovers and penalties are unacceptable. And I'll say this. I got a stat from Zach Rosenblatt of The Athletics. Our rookie tackle from Missouri, he allowed 0 pressures on 25 pass blocks. Joe Tippmann and Josh Myers also didn't allow any. So it was a great right side. Olu Fashion and John Simpson, they allowed 11. They were the only ones to allow pressure. So for us going down Elijah Vera Tucker literally 4 days ago and having that productive of an offensive line where we were able to run it down their throat, that's good signs moving forward, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, you could build off that.
Yeah.
You could build off that. So, like I said, give credit to Justin Fields and give credit to the Jets offense because they look good today. You could definitely build off that. 32 points still. You could walk away. Like Glenn said, you don't want a moral victory. You don't want that. But as you can say, it was a moral victory in my eyes.
It definitely was. All right, let's get this team out of the fucking way. How many weeks do you give Mike McDaniel? Week 4, he's out of there.
You did this last year with Dougie P, right? You did this last year.
He has a Super Bowl. This guy doesn't.
I'm not gonna start this week 1. Ask me this question come week 4, Dill. I'm not gonna answer that right now.
He's terrible.
But was it a fireball offense?
Yes.
You got to take some accountability, Mike McDaniels. Don't get me wrong. Nobody thinks the Colts. I don't think the Colts are a playoff team, but you made them sure look like one today, Mike McDaniel. So I don't know what was up, how the offense started so slow. Tua didn't look good. 2 interceptions early on, 4 for 23 offensively in the first half. They couldn't get nothing going on that defense. So give credit to the Colts. they look impressive in my opinion. Danny Dimes still.
He outplayed Tua by a mile.
The fact that I'm saying Danny Dimes is saying a lot of people, especially on this show. So 22 for 29, 272, 1 TD, only 1 sack too. You know Danny Dimes loves running into them sacks. I could live with that. If you're an Indianapolis Colts fan, I'm not gonna say wake up tomorrow with with your jersey and your hat on, but I'm gonna be feeling good about myself if I'm an Indianapolis Colts fan. Daniel Jones shown life. He's seen. You can see hope with Daniel Jones. I'm not going to say get too excited right now, people, but Dylan, Daniel Jones did not impress you.
He did. He was probably a top 5 quarterback week 1. He was.
That might be a statement, but who knows after tomorrow?
You can't argue the numbers.
He was impressive, Dale.
He didn't turn the ball over. He also ran the ball well. He didn't put the ball in harm's way.
Jonathan Taylor. Arguably, top 5 back? Definitely a top 10 runner, right? Michael Pittman Jr. had himself a great game. Tyler Warner looking like a stud.
Yeah, he's good.
At the tight end position as a rookie, Dill. If I'm an Indianapolis Colts fan, I'm excited right now. On the opposite side, like I said, I don't want to answer that question. Dill, ask me week 4 again. But was it a fireable offense from Mike McDaniels and his Dolphins team? Absolutely. Dude, is Tua... I don't think Zach Wilson is going to be the answer deal this season.
You never know. Top 5 pick.
But, Joe, you might have the worst. You might have had the worst play today. So, I think he'll be just fine. But overall, Dill, shout out to Indianapolis Colts. They were very impressive today.
How did we not get this right? Because I did not know Jim Irsay was getting memorialized and acknowledged at halftime. If I knew that, we should have known that. We should have dug into the handicap more. If we knew that, Colts by 1,000,000.
Yeah,
they were not losing for Jim Irsay.
I would have thought they would have done that sometime mid-season. Yeah, week 1 opening.
That's a shame on us.
That would have been a double unit.
Yeah, honestly, they have too much talent on this team to lose. They really do. They really do. It was the fact that
Tyreek Hill was arguing with coaches in the first quarter.
He's gone too.
That's a bad sign.
He's gone in week 4 of week 5. He's gone too. Let's go to the Battle of Ohio. Like I said, they always make it interesting. Plus 5.5. The Browns hit another slow start. They get the win. I don't know if they should have, but Joe Flacco, I thought outside of the 2 turnovers, played well. They couldn't run the ball. Neither team was able to run the ball. But Jerry Jeudy had a pretty good game. Dylan Simpson also had a really good game. But I liked what I saw from the Browns, especially on defense. Myles Garrett had himself a hell of a day. And Joe Burrow, yeah, they won, but 14 for 23, 113 yards. Not a good game. Another team, too much talent for them to only put 17 points up on the board.
Yeah. Like I said, this is why I didn't want to lay the points with Cincinnati coming in. Though I was like, they're known for these slow starts. Yes, they got the victory, so give Zach Taylor, give him some credit. But 17 points, 27 yards in the second half, Dale. You was asking to give up this game, Dale. So I think Joe Flacco and the Cleveland Browns let this slip out of their hands. To me, they should have walked away with a victory in week 1 with a huge upset. So Joe Flacco, we know he's going to be able to sling the ball, but we know he's going to turn over the ball as well. 290 yards passing. They just either side was unable.
But he gave him a chance to win the game.
Yeah, he did. Either side unable to establish the run. I think Jerry Jeudy, Tillman, even Dylan Sampson, he showed some life. From the backfield. Good. He might be the starter moving forward. Over
he should be.
Yeah, over Jerome Ford. So overall, Cincinnati not impressed. I think the offense will be clicking sooner than later, but the only thing you can hang your hat on is the fact that you started 1-0 in Cincinnati. I am not impressed with this win against the Cleveland Browns. And shout out the Cleveland Browns because they hang in there all game long. So shout out Cleveland. Shout out Joe Flacco because he's still singing it. But Cincinnati, you got to do better.
Yeah, they have to do better. But hey, that's something for us to look at moving forward. The Browns always play the Bengals really well. Atlanta. Division. Yeah, in division. Young Ho Koo needs to be cut. No. That man is terrible, too. I mean, a chance to go into overtime and you miss it. I thought Michael Penix outplayed Baker. Even though Baker had 3 touchdowns, the numbers really weren't there. Emeka Ibuka, he is a stud. Shout out the Ohio State, just producing these receivers. But outside of that, I really wasn't impressed by Tampa, if I'm being honest. They couldn't stop Bijan Robinson. He only had 24 yards, but out of the backfield, he had the first play was that 50-yard touchdown. He had 6 catches, 100 yards. Kyle Pitts had a decent game as well. I thought Atlanta played well enough at home to win the game. They couldn't stop the run to save their life, though. That was an issue for me. But outside of Emeka Ibuka, I thought Atlanta played well enough to win the game. But shout out Baker, he led that drive at the end to win the game. But Young Koo, they need to cut him.
Shout out Cool, man. He deserves to keep his job. I think Baker Mayfield wasn't that impressive, though, but 3 touchdowns when they mattered, especially that drive. When they needed a touchdown, down 2-minute drill, he was able to lead them, hit Mike Evans, and then is Ohio State the new a wide receiver you?
Has to be.
This kid, first game of his career, game-winning touchdowns, 4 for 67, 2 tutties still. What could you ask more from him? Baker leading the team in rushing. Not for nothing, I like Rashad Wright as well. He was doing some interesting things. So you got Bucky Irving there. Don't get me wrong, wasn't the most impressive win deal, but take away the first 50-yard screen touchdown from Brian Robinson, it was 23 to 13. So give Todd Bowles credit coming in into Atlanta, sneaking out a victory. Overall, I think Atlanta and Michael Penix Jr. played better than I thought offensively, but Tampa Bay, deal. Shout out. Got lucky there with my luck of the week. And shout out Cool for missing the field goal deal. I'm not even going to hold you. If the game would have went to overtime, I think Atlanta would have won it.
Atlanta had the momentum, yeah. So you barely got there with your lock, but shout out you. We barely get there -6.5 with the Cardinals. I mean, they were kind of underwhelming as well. I know he didn't turn the ball over and they ran the ball well, but passing-wise, outside of Marvin Harrison Jr. and that big catch, I think it was like 45 yards down the sideline, they really didn't impress me all that much either. Trey Benson, he might be the RB1. He outplayed James Conner. He looked really good. Spencer Rattler looked terrible. He's not that good. Shout out Alvin Kamara. He's still fucking doing it.
Still good.
He's still good. Juwan Johnson had a pretty good game as well. Chris Olave tried to do everything he did, but there's just not enough talent. And honestly, I thought the Saints defense played better than I thought. But yeah, very disappointing win for Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona. We all took Arizona. They ended up covering the 6.5 deal, but I expect them to at least win by double digits. Let's just be honest. Kyler Murray, the fact that didn't look bad, but wasn't able to really take over this game against, let's just say we all think the Saints are going to have a top 3 pick next year. They're a bottom 3 team, in my opinion. So I expected more from Kyler Murray. The running game was tremendous. Give Trey Benson a lot of credit. James Conner as well. He had a receiving touchdown. Marvin Harrison, though, starting off a little better than he did last year. So that's a good sign.
Ohio State.
If I said early on, if I want Drake May dropping back and passing for 46 times a game, why the hell is Spencer Rattler dropping back 46 times? Kellen Moore, I love the enthusiasm. I think you're a great play caller, and I think you will be a great head coach. But Spencer Rattler dropping back 46 times, you gotta slow it down.
He was also bad with the timeouts as well in the first half. Did you see that?
Yeah. In the first half, in the 2-minute drill, he could have stopped and got a better field goal. But at the end of the day, it's his first time, week 1 deal. Not gonna bash him over it, but no reason why Spencer Rattler's dropping back 46 times.
Another very disappointing team was the Giants, man. My dog was nowhere near close, if I'm being honest. Russell Wilson didn't look good. The run game didn't look good. Russell Wilson led the team in rushing yards. Malik Neighbors you saw him visibly upset. He was going at Brian Dable as well. Shout out Deebo Samuel. He had a hell of a game. I'm happy for him. Jaden Daniels, I thought he was efficient as well. He also was second in the league. Hey, this Ricori Murray guy, the rushing guy, running back, the rookie. I think he's out of Arizona.
Yeah, I think he was like a 6th or 7th round pick.
7th round pick out of Arizona. Kid is good. I apparently they're very high on him. We had Ant and TJ on. They said the buzz around Washington is they like this kid. So yeah, 10 carries for 82 yards. He also got a touchdown. So quiet day for Terry McLaurin, which I think we expected after kind of the holdout and really not practicing all that much, but not the best win. But they really didn't have to do that much. Offensively, it is going to be a long year for the Giants. If this is the case, put Jackson Dart in.
Yeah.
No, honestly.
Yeah, I said it after the preseason. If I'm the Giants, man, I think he done enough to earn to be the week 1 starter. That's just my opinion. We know what Russell Wilson is. Don't get me wrong. I think he is the bridge quarterback. You see the 1-year deal. So I think Jackson Dart, I think they do believe he's the man of the future. But we'll see. Give him a couple of weeks still. Maybe we'll see him in there. I'll make this short and sweet with the Commanders. I think Ja'Cory Merritt might be a home run deal. In the 7th round debut, 10 carries, 82 with a tutty, busted one for 42. The fact that they were able to run it 220 yards down the Giants, and we was raving about this Giants defense in that front 7. They were just pounding it down their throat. So give Washington Commanders credit. Give Cliff Berry some credit as well. I think he called a great game. Shout out Deebo Samuel's looking impressive in his debut.
Kingsbury.
Kingsbury. My fault. Kingsbury. And the Giants in this offense, Brian Daboll, I expected more.
He's going to get fired too.
You had Dylan. You had Dylan taking you as their dog. You let Ryan down. He was all hype on the Giants. The over's looking bad right now.
The over is looking bad. I'm mad that you and Ryan called me to the over now.
I'll be honest. Like, this was like the Dolphins look bad, but this one hurts. I'm a Patriots fan, and I'm telling you, like, wow.
Yeah.
The Giants look bad. Could I say at points I thought the Giants were still able to win this game when it was 12-6 for about an hour?
Yeah. Because the Redskins really weren't moving the ball.
Yeah, it wasn't an impressive win by Washington. So I'm just like, how wasn't Russell Wilson and Brian Daboll not able to scheme something up to at least make it more competitive down the stretch? The offense looked how it looked last year with 3rd and 4th string quarterbacks. So I'm with you, Dill. If it's gonna be like this moving forward,
yeah,
and like it's not. Is it a chance Washington has the top 5 defense? I don't think so, but we'll see. But there's no reason why you should be scoring 6 points.
If you're gonna score 6 points, put Jackson Dart in.
Put Jameis in there.
Jameson's gonna sling it.
He's gonna Joe Flacco at 292 picks, a tutty.
He's gonna get you a touchdown.
He's not gonna go 17 for 37, 168. Yeah. He might go 24 for 37, 280.
Yeah. We had a weather delay in Florida with Jacksonville, but finally it's over. They do cover the 3. We get there with our lock of the week, Jacksonville minus the 3.5. Breaking news, Elvis, Carolina's still bad.
Yeah.
Bryce Young, not a good game. 18 for 35, 2 picks. Outside of the Chuba Hubbard run, that was it. He had a receiving touchdown. That was it. The rookie, he had a few good catches. I'll give him that. But this team does not look good at all. And I really didn't even think Jacksonville looked all that good. Travis Etienne had that 70. It was the longest rush for Jacksonville in, I think, the last 3-4 years. 71 yards from Travis Etienne. That was a hell of a day. He had 16 carries for 143 yards. Outside of that, I didn't think they played all that well either. Brian Thomason Jr., he had 1 catch for 11 yards. Yeah. They didn't look all that good, if I'm being honest, Jacksonville, but they do cover because they're playing a poverty team.
I think defensively they look pretty good, Dale. Offensively wasn't no bells and whistles, but they was able to get the job done. The biggest takeaway for me is how bad Bryce Young looked in this offense. Still, we all expected, at least I expected them to look a little better. I expected him to take at least a little leap, Dill, and he looked bad. Dill. 18 for 35, and most of these completions and yards came, in garbage time in the fourth quarter. The first half, even after the delay, did not look good. Chopper
No.
Hubbard was the only bright side offensively, in my opinion. Like you said, the rookie, I think he played pretty well in his debut. 5 catches, 68 yards. I could live with that. So overall, you got some pieces there with Levette, uh the rookie Chipper Hubbard, but Bryce Young. If you keep it up like this, I think we're going to see Andy Dalton coming in a couple
Good.
weeks as well.
Again, that's another guy that will at least push the ball down the field.
I've always been a fan of Red Rifle. Shout out TCU. So
shout out TCU.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, Bryce Young, you got to step it up. Brian Callahan got to step it up. Is it Brian Callahan?
No.
No.
The coach?
Yeah, I've already forgot. Thought it was Brian Callahan.
No, that is Tennessee. Dave Canales.
Dave Canales. Yeah.
Shout out him. He wrote a book, bestseller.
Yeah. And look what he's doing week 1. Pathetic.
All right, let's go to the 4 o'clock.
Should have been Dave. How to show up on week 1.
Hey, Doug Peterson wrote a book too, and look at where he is at. Not coaching. Let's go to the 4 o'clock window. San Francisco 49ers. Ugly game. I mean, Brock Purdy did not look good. 2 turnovers. He did have the 2 touchdowns. One to George Kittle, one to the other tight end. George Kittle, he was having himself a really good first quarter. He fucked my fantasy because he wound up missing the whole game because a hamstring injury.
Yeah.
Shout out Ricky Purcell, man. 4 catches, 108 yards. He was balling. Christian McCaffrey had himself a day. 22 carries, 69 yards. He also had 73 receiving yards through the air. Over 130 all-purpose yards. He had himself a hell of a day because he's probably arguably a top 5 player in the league right now. So, hell of a win. They need a new kicker too. Yeah. Jake Moody is terrible. You see Kyle Shanahan on the field, and he's just like, I'm not kicking this ball. I feel him, though, because Jake Moody's bad.
Yeah, and he struggled last year. I'm surprised they didn't upgrade at the kicker position. We'll see if they do mid-season, but give credit to the San Francisco 49ers. Wasn't pretty, wasn't that impressive, but they was able to sneak out of Seattle with a victory deal. Brock Purdy made a couple bad decisions still, but that throw to Pearsall on the sideline at the end of the game to give him the game-winning drive, that 45-yard completion, that was a dime deal. So we've seen the good and the bad with Brock Purdy. I think overall he played well enough. He outplayed Sammy D as well. Dill, what was my biggest concern with this the Seattle Seahawks? Is that going to transition to Seattle? We saw the success, especially offensively, in Minnesota, 16 for 23 for $150. No, he didn't turn the ball over. Get him credit there, but 0 tutties. Looking more like he did a couple years ago. So unimpressive game for Sammy D. Like I said, with Seattle, I got to see it to believe it. But overall, Seattle defensively,
they look good.
I'll hang my hat on that. I think defensively, they was able to turn the ball over. They was able to get a couple of sacks. I think they got only 1 sack, but they was able to get consistent pressure. Secondary looking good again. So
I'm telling you, Mike McDonald is building himself a defense in Seattle.
Yeah, it's just, can Sammy D be consistent? Can he not be what he was last year? Because I'm gonna be honest, that season was an outlier. But could he be replicated at some numbers? He don't need to throw for over 4,000, but could he throw for 36? He don't need to give us 30 plus touchdowns. Could he give us 24? So I think defensively, like you said in the during our futures, their defense is going to keep them in a lot of games, and we saw it here in week 1. So give credit to Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers for sneaking out the game. But overall, I think the biggest story was Seattle in that defense.
Shout out JSN. You called it last year. Another Ohio State guy, over 120 yards. He had 9 catches, 124 yards. He's balling. I mean, without him, they were getting blown out. So, really good game from him. Let's go to Lambeau. I thought they were the most impressive team, the Green Bay Packers. What a statement win at home against a very good Detroit Lions team, and they kind of made them one-dimensional. This might be one of the most complete teams. I can't wait for my power rankings next episode because I'll tell you this, Green Bay is going to be up there. What they were able to do to stop Montgomery and Gibbs, people said that was the best 1-2 punch in the league. Didn't look like it today. I mean, that defense held them to 46 total yards.
Rushing.
That is very impressive. And Micah Parsons really didn't even play all that well. This is a really good team. I got to give him credit. Jordan Love played phenomenal. 16 for 22, 188 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jalen Reed had one. Tucker Kraft as well. Romeo Doubs had himself a hell of a game. Josh Jacobs ran the ball well. Yo, this is a top 5 team, kid. They are so complete as a team, offensively and defensively.
Yeah, Dale. I this is why I took Green Bay in this game. I knew this offense for Detroit was going to at least struggle a little bit. It's going to be hard for this offense to settle in without Ben Johnson, arguably a top 5 offensive play caller in this league, and we saw it early on. Jared Goff, in my opinion, he played pretty well. That defense was flying for Green Bay, and he was able to go 31 for 29, only 225, but that's pretty good on the road in Green Bay. He got sacked 4 times.
Yeah.
For overall, I think Jared Goff played as well as he can against that defense, in my opinion. Without a running game, like you said, only 46 total rushing yards as a team. Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery going nowhere fast. What happened to Sonic and Knuckles? So, and then give great credit to Green Bay LaFleur on that first half game plan deal. Jordan Love he looked like Justin Herbert did in the first half on Friday, Dill. In the first half, that offense was clicking on all cylinders. That offense was in midseason form against a pretty good playoff caliber Detroit Lions team. So give credit. Definitely agree with you, Dill. The most impressive team just because they did it against one of the best teams in the NFC, the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, 100%. Let's go to the Broncos. I did not think the Broncos played all that well. Thank God they were playing a rookie in Cam Ward, and I thought he actually played pretty well. No touchdowns, but he didn't turn the ball over. He just has a terrible offensive line. He was on the run literally the whole day. 6 sacks. That's not his fault. I thought Tony Pollard played pretty good. He had 89 all-purpose yards. He led the team in receiving and rushing. I mean, what more can he do? Calvin really didn't really show up, and I thought the defense played well enough to keep him in the game, especially with a team that you have aspirations for them to make the Super Bowls. Like, people really think Denver is going to be all that, and I agree. I think they're going to be really good, but Bo Nix did not play good at all. 25 for 40, 2 turnovers, couldn't run the ball either. Outside of RJ Harvey, shout out the rookie in his 50-yard rush. Outside of that, they really weren't able to run the ball all that well. Cortland Sutton had a few nice catches. Troy Franklin had a few nice catches. But outside of that, yeah, their defense is good, but they're playing the Titans. What if they're playing the Green Bay Packers? What if they're playing the Chiefs? What if they're playing the Jets?
You can't laugh. I'm sorry.
No, but it's the truth. They acquired all those Hall of Famers on the defensive end, but we put up 32 points. I mean, I was kind of, all seriousness, I was very underwhelmed by Denver. At home, you should blow this team out.
Yeah. Definitely one of the least, I'm going to say Cincinnati and the Denver Broncos with the least unimpressive wins in week 1. Don't get me wrong. Give them credit for covering. No, they didn't cover. It did get to 8.5.
By the half. They didn't cover.
They couldn't even cover it. So I agree with everything you said, Dylan, besides your first statement. You said the Broncos didn't look good. I'm going to say the Broncos look good. Bo Nix did it. 25 for 40,
That's
176, fair. 2 picks. Bo, you could do better. And the 2 interceptions.
They were ugly.
They were bad.
Yeah, bad.
Not even Cam Ward made those mistakes. So I think Bo Nix, he could clean it up a little bit. So I think they would have been more impressive. It would have put more points on the board without those 2 turnovers. So I think they were able to run the ball pretty well. Maybe not that impressive, Dale, but I was overall 151. Come on now, you got to like that. I think Cortland Sutton, Evan Ingram in his first game looked pretty good as well. So defensively, we know Denver is going to be a top 5 defense. That looked good. But overall, Cam Ward, the fact that the offensive line didn't look good, Denver was able to take them down 6 times. We knew that defense was going to step up, but Tony Pollard, 18 for 60. It's okay, not that great. Led the team in receiving as well with 1 catch. So if I'm Tennessee, first game from Cam Ward, I'm not not
Honestly,
too
I'm
excited.
not holding my head either.
No, like I said, I'm not excited over it, but did he look bad? No. So that's one thing you take from it. Overall, I think Tennessee could build from this, but I think the storyline here, it got to be Denver and how they struggled offensively, because I don't think Tennessee defense is going to
No.
be turning heads this season.
Outside of Jeffrey Simmons, they're not that good. So I agree. I'll retract it. I thought they played well defensively. Bo Nix looked bad. And I'm a believer. So he did not look good. And then last game before we get to Monday Night Football, Houston Texans 9, Los Angeles Rams 14. Hey, we cover the 3, kid. They get home for the 3. Slow start for the Rams offensively, but they got it going in the second and third quarter. We get there with Fairbank, over 1.5 at plus money, the prop of the week. So we get there. That was an easy cash in the first half. This is the same problem that the Texans faced last year. They'll drive the ball, and then they fizzle out. Every year this happens with the Texans. CJ Stroud didn't play all that well. I didn't think they ran the ball that well, and they couldn't really catch anything. Where was Nico Collins?
Lockdown.
Where was Jalen Noel, the rookie out of Iowa State?
County.
The other rookie led the team and he had 2 catches. He led the team with 2 catches and 32 yards. That's a damn shame. Shout out Puka Nacua as well. He almost had a concussion with blood coming out of his eye. He came back for 10 catches, 130 yards. He balled out. Devontae Adams had himself a pretty good game. Karen Williams had an okay game, but for all the talk about Matthew Stafford's back and his injury, 21 for 29, 245, Matthew Stafford lit him up.
Yeah, Dale. Defensively, I think the Rams defense played a pretty good game. Front 7, secondary. Overall, Jared Verse got there with a sack. So already off with a good start for the defensive player of the year, ticket at plus 1,500. Still, for the Houston Texans, I think you hit it right on the head. CJ Stroud wasn't that impressive. The offense kept stalling out, especially when it got closer to the goalpost. Nick Chubb, 13 for 60. That's something that I didn't really count on. I think he only bright spot offensively was Nick Chubb and kind of the running game. Dameon Pierce couldn't really get nothing going. CJ Stroud was second for 32 yards. That's not a great sign. And like you said, offensively with the wide receiver core deal, Dalton Schultz didn't do much. Remember, he got a nice little deal. Xavier Hutchinson, we saw him step up throughout the entirety of the second half last season. 2 catches for 30 yards wasn't enough. And Nico Collins, I know some people drafted him in some first rounds in
Top
fantasy.
10.
Top 20 player right here.
Yeah. County.
3 for 25, Nico. CJ, we need something a little better than that. So offensively, give credit to the Rams defense, but this Houston offense looked bad. Give credit to Houston's defense, because I think they played well enough to win this game defensively. I think they played well enough to win this game. Got 3 sacks on Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford was good, but wasn't all-time great. Only 1 tutty. Karen Williams ran the ball. Like you said, he played okay, but didn't really run the ball great. Only 3.7 a clip. So Puka Nacua hurt him. If Puka Nacua would have went down with a concussion, though, Texas was probably live. He was honestly the heart and soul of this offense. So give credit to the Rams sneaking out a victory. Defense looking good, but if I'm Houston, this offense can't keep stalling out for the remainder of the season. That's what burned you last season. So
100%. But overall, it was a great week 1. It was so good to have Red Zone and all the games back on. I was fucking locked in. We go 2-2. We hit there on the lock. Jacksonville. Giants were my dog of the week. They did not get there. And Giants were in my teaser. Everything else hit. Prop of the week, Fairbond, over 1.5 field goals made. Kid, you went 1-3. You hit there with
week 1.
Yeah, tough week 1. You hit there with the Bucks on the money line. Miami was your dog of the week. They did not get there. Your 2-leg parlay, instead of the Giants, you should have took the Cardinals. But
yeah, I said add the Cardinals for the 3-leg. But every time I took a 3-leg last year, I think I went like 3 for 14, something like that. And every time I hit 2 out of 3. Every time.
Your prop of the week, Tyreek Hill, was nowhere near getting that. Unfortunately.
Yeah, it wasn't. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna blame that on McDaniels and too. Like in the first half, the offense was a no-show. offense was a no-show. I think Tua had 70 more passing yards than me, and I was watching him.
We could have got more than that.
I'm not saying we could have got more. All I'm saying is he had 70 more than me, and I was watching him.
It was a tough week, but overall on the bets that I actually made, officially on the action at 5-3, we get there with Justin Fields over rush attempt. Raiders hit outright as a dog. 49ers money line. I think the worst play I've ever made in my life was Miami on the money line. That might have been the worst play ever. And we'll see how we do Sunday night. I am on Ravens, and you are on Buffalo, correct?
I lean Buffalo. Official play is Josh Allen anytime touchdown. I got it at plus 110.
Okay,
he's gonna get in there. As of right now, I started 0-2 today. I'm 6-5.
Okay,
looking to go 7-5 with Josh Allen anytime touchdown.
So hopefully we both hit. So he scores and Ravens win.
Yeah, if he scores, I'll be 7-7 so far for week 1. So at 500. So hopefully right now I think 6-7. So it's just week 1, people. Slow start. We're gonna finish strong.
We'll be good. We're reading the board still. By the way, how was college for you? Ohio State won 70-0.
Shockingly, they're 1-0. What I say? Didn't have a dog for dog of the week for
Vanderbilt,
for our segment,
baby.
But I said I got one for college still. Give me Bandy outright plus 114 on the money line, Dill.
Yep.
I knew Virginia Tech wasn't like that. Vanderbilt. We saw it last year, upsetting these top schools. You don't think they could beat Virginia Tech on the road? Come on now.
Diego Pavia.
If I saw it, why didn't them?
I get there with Vanderbilt as well. It was a slow first half. They were down 10 going into halftime, and then they come back, and Virginia Tech just doesn't score in the second half. It was a shit show at home for them. Rice plus 14 was never alive. Ohio plus 3.5. They win outright. Shout out all the people in the great state of West Virginia. I love them, but Ohio is a good football team. UTSA minus 3.5. They were never in the game against Texas State. Texas State winded up beating them by 8. Shout out Kentucky plus 9 with the field goal with like 10 seconds left to cover. Woo! Kentucky saved me. Honestly, Kansas plus 6.5 was there all day, and then they blew it in the fourth quarter. They wind up losing by 9 to Mizzou. And then SMU. Did you see that game? They were up 20 against Baylor. Shout out CT Bets. But SMU blew that game. 14 in a row. They won 14 games in a row against SMU. So it was written that SMU was going to blow that game. So 3-4, down 1.2 units in college, but it's okay. We had a positive week 1. We're going to go into week 3 positive.
Well, as a pod, we went in positive. Del Vandy hit that plus money.
Yeah.
So we're 4-4 with up units.
4-4 up. See, together as a team. I love that.
As a team.
Let's go. All right, kid. Before we get to Monday Night Football, a quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. The most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It is no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks to just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing around a golf with the boys or an elderberry watching Monday Night Football, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink, I believe, here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid, let's get to it. Monday Night Football at Soldier Field. Chicago Bears taking on my Minnesota Vikings, baby.
Wow.
Yes, I'm high on the Minnesota Vikings this year. You know it. We all know it. And road favorites, -1.5, -116 on the money line. No surprise there. -102 home dogs for the Chicago Bears. Total, I see 44s. I see 43.5. Shop around, but that is your total. We will start with the side. I will let you lead it off. I know everyone knows where I'm going.
Everybody knows where Dylan's going. So let me start it off, people. First of all, I think this is a great Monday night matchup. It's gonna be interesting with JJ McCarthy. I think most people knows what I feel about him. I think we're gonna expect a lot of new things, exciting things for not just the Chicago offense, but from Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson coming in. I think is gonna boost it a lot. With that being said, give me the home puppy. Give me the Bears plus 105 on the money line, Dill. Dill, it's so many things I kind of want to attack on this game, but I was like, you know what? Let me just stay away. Let me just touch the money line. Don't get me wrong. Do I lean the under 43.5? Possibly, because I don't think either offense is going to explode. I think it's going to be a defensive game, divisional battle. But give me the Bears for the upset win at home.
Yeah, obviously I'm gonna take the Minnesota Vikings here.
One
I know
of
a
us
lot.
just gave out a winner. That's all I'm gonna say.
Me. I know a lot of people are worried about JJ McCarthy, and they have to see it to believe it before backing them, but they revamped this offensive line under Kevin O'Connell. He has weapons. I think he will be just fine, even if he completes 14, 15 passes a game, pounds the rock, what he did up in Michigan. I think they are overall a more complete team than the Bears, who I think it's going to take some time for them and Ben Johnson's system to kind of gel. Now, do I think he's the right person for the job? Absolutely. Ben Johnson's a genius. I just think it might take some time for his system to gel with these players, especially against a Brian Flores defense. Again, a spot where I think overall the roster is better. I think the market has this one correct. I think there's an opportunity where JJ could actually pick apart this defense outside of Sweat. Who's really going to be rushing the passer? I don't truly know. Like, all jokes aside, I don't know who the Bears have outside of Sweat. So I think JJ's going to have a really good game. I think this is a great game on the road to kind of ease in some things. I'll lay it with the road team. I like him on the money line. I'll lay the -1. I'm all over Minnesota here. Thoughts on the total? 44, 43.5. Any thoughts on the total?
I lean under. Don't get me wrong. Can we see some points? Yeah, maybe. Absolutely. But am I going to bet it? No. So if I was betting it, I'll bet the under. I'm going to say 21-17 Chicago.
Yeah, I lean under as well. I mean, divisional, I probably won't play it, but week 1 divisional games, unders 47 or less points are 53 and 41 since 2005. That's hitting at 56%. I think we see a lower scoring game. I think both teams are kind of going to take their time to start gelling offensively. So, yeah, I probably would take the under as well. If you could get a 44, I would take the under. 43.5, I would stay away. But yeah, I agree. I would lean under here. All right, kid. Before we get to our prop of the week, this segment is brought to you by Props.Cash, the best way to research player props. Elvis and I have been using Props.Cash for 2 years now, and it's helped us find an edge in several player prop markets on the web or in the Props.Cash app. You'll get quick visual data on player trends, matchup histories, and recent performance across every major sport: baseball, basketball, WNBA. They're working on UFC as well. It's clean, reliable stats that make it easier to spot value. Plans start at $19.99 a month, and right now you can get 25% off your first month with code DREAM25. That is DREAM25. So download the app, not now, but right now. Sign up with the monthly subscription. Use code DREAM25, and you'll be paying just $14.99 your first month. Level up your props research today at Props.Cash. Elvis, what is your prop of Monday Night Football?
Dill, there's a couple ways I wanted to go on this one, but I'm gonna go with the rookie. He's naming the starting tight end for the Chicago Bears team. We know Ben Johnson love getting his tight ends involved. I think Caleb Williams is gonna find him early and often. Give me over 28.5 receiving yards. I think this number is just a little low. Don't get me wrong. Don't expect a monster game in his debut, but I expect him to get a couple of targets there. I'm going to expect five targets, 4 catches. I'm going to say 35, 40 yards. Give me Loveland over 20.5 receiving yards.
I love that. I love that play. I'm going to go on the defensive side. I'm going to take Andrew Van Ginkel of the Minnesota Vikings, under 5.5 tackles and assists. Props.Cash, their projection is at 33%. And head-to-head, in 3 games against the Bears, he's only gone over this number 1 time as well. His last 5 games, he's only 1 for 5 dating back to last season. And, he's going to be chasing Caleb Williams, who we all know he had a sack problem last season. But I think Chicago's offensive line, it definitely upgraded. So, I think it might not be the same. And the Lions ran a lot of play action, which helps reduce sacks 36% of the time. So most teams in the league, when they run play action, you're not going to get sacks like you used to. So I don't think Andrew Van Ginkel is going to get a lot of sacks. So I like under 5.5 tackles and assists. You could get that. It's a little chalky at -130, but I like that play, kid. What do you think about it?
I like it, though. It all depends on what the offense is going to be doing often, but we'll see, Dill. We'll see. We're on opposite sides here, so we'll see.
Yeah, I was also leaning towards TJ Hawkinson. I was leaning
his number's a little low as well. Is that what, 41?
No, his receptions at 4.5. And you could get +105. I liked it. He's gone over this number in 4 straight against Chicago.
And not for that, what JJ is going to do, he's going to look at his tight end often.
Exactly.
In his first game. And not for nothing, Dill, the one other prop that I might smash, but I highly doubt it. There's no way JJ McCarthy is going to outgun Caleb Williams. I highly doubt it. Caleb Williams passing numbers at 218.5. JJ's at 222. There's no way I see JJ outpassing Caleb. So I kind of leave Caleb over 218.5 passing. To me, that number's a little low, but yet that Brian Flores-led defense is stellar. But I think 218, I just don't see JJ outgunning Caleb Williams.
I even like Caleb Williams rushing yards. 22.5? How many times have we seen him scramble? A lot. So 22.5 at -110. I was feeling that as well, if I'm being honest. Those were the 3 that I liked, but I came down on Andrew Van Ginkel, under 5.5 tackles and assists. But that's gonna do it, kid. Anything else before we get up out of here? I got nothing in MLB, honestly.
I'm gonna be honest. I've been so cold in MLB. I'm agree with you. I got nothing.
Yeah, I got nothing. But kid, enjoy Sunday Night Football. Enjoy Monday. Let's go Vikings. Enjoy your picks, and we'll see you on Wednesday. Peace.